and you can see him just sort of tapping his chin and pointing at the books and just looking around before wandering off aisle by aisle. Roll d20. We'll see how lucky you are.
Well, okay.
So after a few minutes, he does come back. You can see he's got a number of books in his hands. So he comes up and he lays them down in front of you on a small table. He says, "Okay, so here we are. We've got a number of things here for you to look at. Let's see. Well, there are a number of gates of renown in the world. So let's see what we've got." And he starts to look through the books. And the first one here, he says, "This one's got mentions of the gates of Jinko. Here's this one here is gates of hell. Another one, Sky Peak Gates. Yeah, that was quite interesting. Gates in the Hall of the Gods. Another one, the Gates of Arimathea. There was also this one here as well. I mean, have a look and see what you think of all these. So he gives you all these books, and you just start to thumb through them. And the first one, you do find out, as he stated, it's essentially the Gates of Jinko, a small businessman in Neverwin who specializes in creating fantastic fences of immense quality, combining natural materials.
Chuck that one.
The next one. Next one, at one point, gates to the hells had been opened and continue to open exponentially until a solution was found to close them off. And the next one, it reads, the Sky Peak Gates, which stand halfway up the Sky Peak Mountains north of Neverwin, seal a tunnel through the mountains and allow for easier travel between Greyhaven and the Stone Sea. The next one, all you take out from it is the Hall of the Gods. Researchers found that many rumors have claimed that within the Telor mountain range there is a mythical gate that once led into a distant realm. The next one, what you take from this one, the Gates of Arimathea, a fabled gate within the forest of Oras in the region of Rangamont. It is the threshold between the forest and the underground city. And another book is given to you, and because you rolled well, this reads, it's a book called the book's called Seals, Vaults, and Oblivion. And some passages which you pull out, it reads, 1,000 years ago, a great plague of devastation and violence had begun to spread across the land. The leaders came together to agree that it had to stop somehow, and they took it upon themselves to seek answers. They discovered a way to stem the tide, and coming to a consensus, they agreed to go ahead with it. They made a deal with an entity and activated a ritual and succeeded in their goal. The devastation and violence stopped, and with it many avenues of magic were cut, leaving the skills and knowledges to wield them to just wither and die. The ritual chamber was sealed behind a door and can only be opened with the correct key. A key of many parts that were then separated and trusted to great and worthy people.
Does it say the name of this entity?
It just calls it the Guardian.
Huh. Okay.
It seems like it's been left vague.
All right. I will cross-reference them with the name that I was given.
Mm-hmm. It's not the same name, but
okay.
You know.
Well, cool. I will steal them. I'm joking.
As you are coming to an end of reading this passage in this book, You look up just to see a collection of smaller folk in white robes with red triangles along the hems, coming up to you. You see the person from the front table, front desk, points in your direction,
Oh
and
God.
then they go over towards you. And the first one just stops in front of you, and clasping their hands together in front of them, they bow to you and say, "If you have a moment, I believe you came inquiring about a delivery."
Yeah, that's right.
And what do you know of this delivery, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I just know that there was some magical components. Some people tried to steal them. We put a stop to that. We made sure the delivery made its way to Bastock, and then, you know, we were asked to escort it, but we weren't in any shape to do so. Here, and yeah, that's the last we heard of it.
Okay, so you were just escorting it in the earlier part of its journey. Is that?
Yeah.
Am I right in? Yes. Okay. And you know what this delivery was in particular? Do you know details of what
Uh,
was within this delivery?
just some magical components is what I was told.
Okay. Um,
What? Why'd
when
you
did when
ask?
did well when did you arrive in Sarabataro?
Last night.
Last night. Okay, so you wouldn't have been here. Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay. Well, you see, they take a breath and sort of mull it over and whether to divulge information to you or not. Just okay. With that, terrible roll. They nod their head and say, "Okay, well, I mean, maybe you have some more insight if I told you a little bit more." Then, about 2 days ago, there was an incident here at the Encantum Tower. We lost our headmistress, Shamomo, in the early morning. We believe she was returning from an urgent errand with a contact of hers. Accompanied by her assistant, Ulyss Rand, they were walking to the tower when attackers set upon them. Uh, as we understand it, a group of four-hooded figures managed to knock her out and bundle her and her assistant into a carriage and race out to the east. We managed to pursue and land some attacks upon them, but they destroyed the bridge as they passed over it, and we were unable to catch up after that. We did believe that we managed to land a solid hit on one of them, and the Madrigard also managed to deal a heavy blow to one as they escaped through the gates before, unfortunately, it was destroyed or by whatever means. This is news to you, I take it?
We saw a cart on our travels.
As you say this, she instantly changes her demeanor instantly and sort of pays much more attention to you. Yes.
From our gathering, the one that was injured per se is no more. And they headed to the mansion, which I cannot find my notes on.
A mansion? They headed to a mansion.
Yeah, the one, a big mansion outside of Bastock. If only
Okay.
I had my friends here to help. Um,
Okay, right. If you'll come with us, I think we'd like to just have a word with you a little bit further in that case. please just accompany us, and we'll just find somewhere a little quieter to talk. And she gestures out of the door with her.
Can I get my friends?
Your friends? What friends are these?
They were the ones that came in with me. They would have saw everything too and probably give you a more accurate.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. And she claps her hands, and two people who were accompanying her just sidle up, and she has a little whisper with them, and they scamper off out the room. Outside of the room, they do come and find the group of you, and they bow to you all and say, if you wouldn't mind just coming with us, I believe you are accompanying Gregor. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, please, if you wouldn't mind just following us, we're just going to retire to a different room, which is a little bit out of the way of other people.
Am I still upstairs, or have I returned to the group yet?
You would be upstairs still. So she gestures, they gesture up, and it seems like they want you to all follow them up the spiral staircase. Lachlan, at this point, you would also be coming out of the library with them as well.
Yeah, Roanoke seeing Locke follows on.
Alright, guys. It's your old buddy, Gregor.
Hello
Locke.
again, Gregor.
Gregor. Good to see you. Did you find what you were looking for?
No. Complete waste of time.
Lachlan, you seem a little paler than usual. Are you okay?
I'm Gregor.
As you're saying this, one of the people escorting you just casts an eye your way. Seems like they've been paying attention to what you've been saying.
Yeah, probably. Do any of you remember the names of who lived in that mansion, as I cannot find it in my brain where that is written?
I believe it was a baron.
The Baron. I've got.
I just know it to be the Baron Manor.
Baron Manor, it sounds familiar, but this is why I requested your help, guys. Yeah, Baron Manor, Rockstone, black-haired elfman. Yeah, we got the ring, haven't we? Who's got the ring?
I've got the ring. Roanoke's got the ring. Was that the ring of water breathing? I've got that one. I can't remember. Was it a different one?
I think it was that one.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as you're starting to just discuss this, they lead you up to the very top of the stairs, and at the top, they lead you through to a different room, sort of a lobby area. There's a door at the other side, and they go through it, and they just ask you just to wait for a moment out there. At the doorway that you came through, there is no door, but there is standing on either side two of the people who have escorted you up.
Alright, guys, what I've told them so far is my name's Gregor. I'm staying at the Taru Taru. That we saw that basically what happened was the headmistress, whose name I definitely butchered, Shimomo, with her assistant Ulysses Rand, were kidnapped by these people. But this is when I brought up the delivery. So I don't know if they had something to do with the delivery, or if they've got the delivery, or what. But I told you guys that item was dangerous.
So, those people, they were attacked here, or were they attacked on the road?
Yeah, you know that bridge that we that crossed that was a bit destroyed, burned. Well,
Yeah.
that was apparently in that happening. I think there was a bit of a
That
battle.
was just a day before we got to the bridge. Wow.
Yeah, it's 2 days ago apparently. So yeah,
I think it would have been 3 days ago because it's day 7 right now, and day 4 was when we passed the Barrow Manor.
Yeah, I think I would have. It would have been 3 days.
No, they just had a very time manipulating horses that. But I think we're a bit in deep now. Sorry, guys. If any of you
what
guys,
exactly are we in deep for? You were asking for a package, and how did it come to this exactly, Gregor?
well, I think the package didn't arrive. I think she kind of there was a look on her face. I don't know what, but she seemed a bit concerned when I brought it up. I don't know. I couldn't read her, but where's Jasper anyway? I thought he was with you lot.
I think he went to go find his. He called.
I don't know.
So-
He didn't tell us.
Jasper, in this time, someone would have come to approach you as you're dealing with your meeting, and they would have asked you to escort to accompany them up to floor above as well. So Jasper will join you shortly.
Jasper, there you are. Where
What
did
have
you
done
go?
now?
I haven't done anything. Where did you run
Find
off
that
to?
hard to believe. I'm just seeing an
And
old
just-
friend.
Just as you're starting to discuss this, the door behind you opens, and the same gnome appears once more and just asks you to come in.
I want my lawyer.
Waves you all inside.
Yeah, go in.
So what you see inside is just a modest room. It's there's several books on shelves along the walls. There's nice plants which are growing in the corners in wonderfully designed, decorated pots, and there's a large table at the back in front of a window, and the gnomes sort of start to move around and just take positions behind the desk and just talk, just turn to face you. They shut the door behind you, and 2 more remain standing there. So it seems that you have information about what's been going on here, stuff which some things which we were unaware of. You said you've seen the carriage in which our headmistress was taken, and it was going to a manor outside
Well,
of
we
Basel.
said we saw a carriage. I
Mhm.
assume, as it's the only carriage we've seen, that it's that one.
Okay. Did you see our headmistress at all?
I don't know what she looks like.
Don't know what she looks like. Well, did you see a gnome? No.
No, but I mean, they're probably in the carriage, right? We didn't get a good look at
Good look.
No.
Okay.
There was an elf.
Oh.
Was there an elf with like black tied up hair? type black and brown cloak.
Okay. They're just jotting down as
What?
As you.
Do you not know if there was or not?
Oh, this is not what you've seen. This is. I
No,
thought
this
you
is
said
what
this is what you've seen.
This is what I've seen. I'm just seeing if that is what you saw.
We have information that there were cloaked individuals. Apparently, it was 4 hooded figures.
Yeah, and that was the dead
black.
one.
Was he also wearing the black and red cloak?
I put brown, but yes, it was covered in mud.
Okay. And you said there was a carriage you'd seen. What did the carriage look like to you? Do you have any details on it at all?
Black.
Black. Was there any green on it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds like it could possibly be the one then. How many people did you see with the carriage?
3 others. Guys, please help me.
3 others, and you said you saw one that was dead somewhere along the road.
Yeah, they were heading to Baron Manor. I don't know if you're familiar with said location, but I don't know who lives there. Do you know who lives there?
I don't know. But if this is...
Aren't you in Canton Tower? You know, you kind of know everything. Can you not, like, magic your way in there?
Magic away? No, we definitely can't magic our way in there.
Right.
We may be in Canton Tower, but we are not all powerful. We do not reach everywhere. I, for instance, don't know who lives in every single house in Vastok or in fact, in Neverwin. But this information does sound pretty sound to us, so we're going to have a word. We've already got Jorah Hotus has gone out in search of her. We'll pass the message through and see if he's able to get through. Jorah Hotus, yes.
I'm not familiar. Is he?
Just roll a.
Oh, there he.
History.
Sure. Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, you're not familiar.
Can I?
However, all of you others are in there as well. If anyone else wants to roll and see if you recognise the name.
Yeah, can I roll? That I don't know, something's pinging in my brain. Do I know that name?
What items did we get from killing the troll? I can't remember. Because I gave it to you guys. So.
You shouldn't recognise it immediately, Romak, but however, roll as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Either that or this is Rob. That name sounds familiar.
Yes.
I mean, I have no idea.
So, with your roles, Jasper and Romak, you would know. Jorah Hotus is a hero of Cerebritara, a female sorcerer gnome. There are heroes throughout all of the towns, the most notable heroes, and in Cerebritara, Jorah Hotus is the top one.
Sorry, I was AFK for a bit. We just did a history check to know this person, Jorah Hotus.
Jorah Hotus, yes.
Need another page.
lost my page now. 1 second, guys.
And Jura is off to rescue the abducted scholars. Is that right?
Yes. Well, as soon as we were informed that this had happened, Joe Holtz was informed as well, and she put together a team, a four-person team, and went out in pursuit of them. But like I said, this was now many days ago, and when we
How long
communicated with
exactly?
her last... Sorry?
How long exactly have they been gone?
It's about 3 days, I believe we said earlier. When we communicated with her,
Sure.
she had still not managed to find any sign of them. Apparently, they did find one of the assailants' bodies at the side of the road. It was reported. However, we did know that they were heading what we thought was most likely towards the coast. And the last time we spoke to her, they were trying to head them off before they broke away to the sea, which was their suspicion. But we're going to contact her now and find out exactly where she is.
Can you
And,
do that
she
as
nods.
like a group call where we can listen in, or?
She looks at you, sort of smiles, and does a sort of polite laugh, and nods to her friend, colleague, to the side, and they
Oh my god, I just
steps
remembered.
inside.
That ring. Who has the ring? Who
I
has
was saying about the ring.
Who has the ring?
Robert.
Is it hidden?
Yes.
It receives messages. I just remembered.
Oh shit. Right, and who else was with Jorah Hotus, might I ask? Who else was in a task force, as it were?
It was just 3 volunteers who went out to aid.
Any names we might know?
Sure. They would be...
If they're not important, you don't have to say. I was just curious.
Here we go. It was Arrow Reyes.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to just jot these down 1 second.
I was just asking if my friend went. That's kind of what I was asking
It
for.
was-
But...
Irie Danica.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Flickstorm.
It's a strong name.
Hopefully as strong as they are as well.
You don't say that with much confidence.
Well, we have full confidence in everyone who went to assist Jorah. He would not take anyone who he did not feel confident with.
I thought Jorah was a woman. Hang on.
She is.
Right.
After a moment, the person who she nodded to comes back and whispers in her ear, is, it seems that Jorah believed that they actually went out to sea and took upon to climb aboard a vessel and has started to make their way out. So they're going to be a little bit of time before they can come back. But we've passed on the information now, at least.
Well, that's good. Well, the
Not
thing is,
really.
right,
I'm now concerned. This is
well, you brought this up because I brought up the delivery, right?
yes.
So, did the headmistress have the delivery?
We believe she'd gone to pick it up. Yes.
And are you more concerned about the headmistress or the delivery?
We're of course very concerned about the headmistress.
Can I roll insight?
Yep. hard to read. She seems like she's concerned about the headmistress.
Right. Because truth be told, my name's not Gregor, by the way.
It's not.
No.
Right. Okay. And who are you then?
I'm Lachlan Strand. You might have heard of me.
Lachlan Strand. I've not heard of you. I don't get
Yeah.
around too much, so sorry.
That's kind of what I was after. I didn't exactly tell you the truth. I may have looked in the box.
I'm sorry?
There's a box at the bottom.
You looked at the delivery?
Yeah, to check it was all there.
And what was it you saw?
I don't know. A thing.
She just smiles at you. Okay then. Well,
And what I'd like to do is pull out one of my water flasks and just pour it on the table and then shape water and recreate it in front of her out of ice to show her what
Okay.
it was.
so the shape solidifies in front. A long tube with
And I want to
holes on either side.
specifically look at her for a facial reaction, see if she blushes, kind of thing, that sort of thing, you know.
Well, as soon as you do that, she takes a slight step back and says, "Yes, you certainly did see it, in fact, then. Okay. Right. You felt it important to look at this, did you? It was contained inside a box. In fact, I understand it was concealed inside the box.
Well, no offense, but these guys weren't just trying to rob any old box. There must have been something important in there that they were after. So I thought it be upon myself to know what.
Who hired you to do this?
To look in the box.
Well, I thought to protect the box was your job.
Well, it was, but to protect the box, I have to know what I'm protecting.
And who hired you?
Cole Danik.
Cole Danik. Okay. So, you're mercenaries then, are you?
Well,
I'm a knight of the Temple of Shanti and don't appreciate the insinuation of mercenary work.
yeah, mercenary seems a bit below me, to be honest. We are, however, in the mercenary guild,
You have a
but
man of honor amongst you.
exactly, we got a couple of men of honor, like this one, Jasper here.
See?
Don't include me in whatever you're trying to spin. I just want to relax today.
Well, the mistress is missing, Jasper. Please show a bit more urgency and up yourself, you know.
I'll show urgency when I see the colour of gold.
Well, how about this for urgency? Since you are people for hire, as it seems, and seeing as our headmistress is now being located by yourselves, do you think you could find it upon yourselves to rescue her?
Well, we know kind of where they went, so maybe. But
Well, precisely.
we also have other jobs, so if we're going to prioritise this, we're going to need it worth our while.
This would be of the utmost priority.
Yep.
What is it? You require gold, I suppose.
We have the room for a minute.
Absolutely. By all means.
Thanks.
And she nods to the others and they just step outside for a moment. And just before they close the door, they say, If you wouldn't mind just not touching anything, this is the headmistress's room. We would like to keep it as is.
I've just poured water all over the desk.
Yes, but luckily you solidified that and cleaned it up straight away. Thank you.
And they shut the door.
Just-
I go around and touch everything.
They shut the door. Yeah.
I'm going to touch everything in the room.
You're touching everything.
Just going to go around and just poke it all. Poke.
Guys, I actually remembered something from when I was investigating as a weasel earlier. I forgot this, and I had no idea how to spell any of those words at the time, but I saw boxes marked with steak, with Zaid, with Jura Hortus, is how I wrote it down back then, and Dorsivan Ale, right? So these crates, this is back in the warehouse, right, at Port Archet? So that this is the Jura we're talking about right now, for sure, at least, right? So what do you think is up with that?
Well, perhaps they're in on it. And perhaps they're saying they've gone out to sea, and they haven't.
Now, from the list
So
of
you think-
Jura's assistants, was Dorsivan Ale one of the people? Or something that sounds like that?
Think along those lines.
No, that wasn't one of the assistants.
Oh, okay.
Right, anyway, let's get back to, so
Yeah,
there
you
was a delivery for, what was it, steaks, you said, like meat?
I think it was an image of steaks. I wrote down, I see boxes marked with steak, with Zaid, with Jura Hortus, with Dorsivan Ale, and 3 chests.
But it can be
Ah.
anything, can it? Well, I find it quite fishy that we didn't see Jorah unless we were in the woods at the time.
No,
Guys, everyone who just heard that, you can just roll a nature check, everyone.
Nature?
Yeah, I don't know what else to pick, really. It just seems like it to me.
Worst druid ever.
Lachlan,
Yeah, no,
you
great.
actually, yes. Lachlan, you would definitely know Dorsivan is a continent.
Oh.
It's a large island.
Well, I will not be disclosing that information. I'll keep that to myself. Some things are best kept secret. Right, well,
Does
You
the
know?
13 not get that information either?
Yeah, you would have an idea that it sounds like an area across the sea.
And Ard realises that too.
So we'll tell the rest of the group if Lachlan's keeping quiet. Oh, isn't that yeah?
It sounds like a far off land.
I have no idea. Right, let's get down to business.
Well, I was just
So
thinking
what-
with that box named Jorah Hotus, if whenever that was seen in Port Archet, that was before she had left Sarabataru. She only left, what, 3 days ago?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was on
exactly.
day-
We seen that box 5-6 days ago.
Yeah, it's currently day 7. We saw the box on day 2, and then we crossed the carriage on day 4.
Yeah. So she wouldn't have even got as far as Port Archet at that time. At the time we seen the box. Either it was going to be delivered to her or
Right, I think the
Waiting there
box
for
is a red herring here. It's just deliveries of some goods for her. If she's, an adventurer that's, living at large, who can blame her for getting some fancy stuff from abroad, right?
All right. Back to the main topic at hand. Should we take this, and how much should we, charge for it?
Well, here's the thing, right? We need to find out about the distillery. We need to go in the mine, because otherwise my dad can't go back to work. I mean, he can. There's other minds, but
I think it would be in the party's best interest to see if we could get some mode of quicker transportation from them. They seem quite well to do, and I'd say it wouldn't take much for a horse and carriage for ourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
It would speed up our time between, or travelling between towns and cities. It means we could carry more. It wouldn't exhaust us as much.
Absolutely.
Take on the extra jobs.
I mean, if we're really going to hunt people down, kind of, which is a little bit what this job would require, right? We do want to move between, let's say, Bastok and Sarubataru faster than 3 days, right?
Yeah. And
well, I think we could do it in a day if we, weren't so little.
We could do it in a few hours with the horse and carriage.
Very true.
And an institution like this, I would say that wouldn't take much for them to give us something like that.
No, for sure, but I don't think that should be a reward. That should be just like, if we're doing it, give us horses, we'll help you, sort of thing,
Oh, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
We should have that up front and then gold as a reward payment.
But here's the thing, right? What about the other stuff? Because we need to do that while we're here, right? Or do we come back to that? Because we've just come all this way to do all that stuff. And then if we...
have an element of urgency about it, right? I mean, come on, Lachlan, wouldn't you want to be the...
Well, I mean, no offence, but these people have been missing 3 days. I mean, if they were going to kill them, they'd be dead, right? So...
Well, you have less time to deal with the missing person case than we would to investigate a brewery or, going into the likes of a dungeon. We could probably knock that out in an hour or two.
There was some necromantic magic going on. I feel that is equally as important, if not more important.
We do need to investigate.
And
that cannot be left unchecked.
We need the peridot as well. That's not, it's for selfish reasons as well, but that little goblin's gonna get... If we want him to join our team, we need to make him happy.
Goblins.
Exactly.
Points. I think that if we don't act on this immediately, we might not be, the ones to act on it, which is not the worst thing ever, but...
Look, do we want gold, first of all, for this? Is that what we're all here for? Or how about something a bit more... Can I, do some sort of check to... Because I know kind of about the tower at least, how much, power within the region they have, how much, influence kind of thing?
Yeah, just
some magical weapons.
Do a... let's see, would it be history? Let me see. Yeah, let's just do a history check again. You're not sure. It seems when you were here, you were very much keeping your head down and concentrating on your own business.
Well, I don't know how much influence they have, but if they had a lot of influence, I would say perhaps we don't go for such a large reward, and perhaps try and, create a name for ourselves, which we still haven't done, by the way. But, from my past dealings, I've known a name can carry a lot further than gold, per se. Gold can get you in some doors, but a strong title and a name can open some doors, close others.
Is that why you're always hiding your name, just in case anyone gets the wrong idea?
Yeah.
It would definitely be worth it to have a generally positive reputation, right? If we are in the business of developing a reputation, we don't want to be seen as mercenaries every time we walk in the door, do we?
No, but if we're seen as heroes...
Exactly. I think I agree with what you're saying. We should definitely prioritize a certain amount of, building a good reputation. But,
But at the same time, we also have jobs to do.
We're going for an IOU here. Effectively.
Well, you know, we'll see what they offer us, but then we'll kind of be like, you know, we'll do this out of, you know, you help us out, and then we help you out, you help us out, sort of thing, maybe. I don't know, we'll see what they bloody offer, if you want. It's up to you guys, I'm just putting that out there as an idea. If you...
Tell you what, why don't we say we have a usual fee that we charge, and then just do it for half the price as a favour to them?
Oh, Jasper, you are good. You are good. But now
he's the bard.
Jasper, why don't you lead this one? I think you know, they're not as trusted as me. I've given them a false name, a false location. You take the lead on this one.
And don't forget about the horse and carriage.
Yes.
And Jasper, not only should you take the lead, let me also give you a little bit of guidance in what you're about.
Yeah, if you've got a song as well that you could possibly sing yourself, might also help.
I don't think I can sing to myself, I'm afraid.
What happens if I sing
I'd be
you
a stretch too far.
a song?
And I might be a bit put off for the rest of the day, and might not be quite right.
Reverse inspiration.
If you start to sing, I could always cast my spell of fog around you and make it look like a very cinematic array.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a bit...
goofy goober, yeah.
I'm sure they will think of us as right-minded individuals should we fog up the room and start singing this.
Dramatic effect.
Here's the thing. I'm a bit hard of hearing, so I don't know how bad my singing actually is. So it might be brilliant.
And if you don't like it, just turn the ear that you lost towards it.
Exactly. I'll just cover that one. Put my hand over it. Perfect.
All right. Shall we invite them back into the room?
Yeah, but let's do it like really menacingly, and I'll stand up and walk slowly over to the door. I'll knock twice, and then 3 times.
Okay. As soon as you knock on the door opens, and the same gnomes standing outside, and they go to come in. So you've decided. You've had a moment to discuss between yourselves what you'd like to do here.
I'll step forward. Yes. Normally, we charge about 25 gold pieces each to take the task such as this.
25 gold each.
No, my friend.
Lock in. Right. What we would ask of you is, we have a interest in as well. We have slight overheads that would need to be covered. So if you could provide us with, say, 40 gold pieces and a horse and carriage, we will go for you and leave this afternoon. Could attend this manor and see what we can find out for you.
40 gold and a horse and carriage. Okay.
Doctor just stopped laughing.
You need to understand how important this is for us. We want to ensure that you're going to do this through to completion. With that being said, how about... Sorry, yes?
No. I think we should let him finish. You go on ahead, Mrs. Name that we didn't catch your name of. My friend here, he's a bit confused about numbers. You go ahead.
Well, by all means, we can definitely give you the horse and carriage. In fact, we'll give you 2 horse and carriage to make sure that you do not get held up. And we'll give you 40 gold. We'll give you 40 gold now, and we'll give you another 40 when you return.
Well, that sounds brilliant. It's the thing, though. If we do this, we're under contract for tasks and stuff, so we don't want to be seen as breaking contract. So, I wouldn't want to ask for more gold, but do you have any influence? Can you if we are successful, can you spread our name a bit?
Let's
maybe
roll a persuasion.
this was your job,
Just let me.
Jasper.
Why did you leave it at the
Couldn't
bar?
just let me carry on, Lachlan.
You said 25
Okay.
gold! What's wrong with you? That's less than we're getting for the other tasks.
Go on, Lachlan.
25 gold a person, I said.
He
That's
did.
nothing! That's 125! That's nothing!
We're only getting 40 now in
nothing.
total. Before.
Julian under-asked. I was also a little shocked when you...
We're getting 80 in total.
Yeah, but you
I
said you
don't
were
know,
also gonna. You said you were also gonna half that as well, right? So half of 25 or 12.
No.
Yeah, that's what we discussed.
I said we'd do it for 40 with the horse.
Yeah,
The horse is quite expensive.
and then we said we'd half it anyway, so that's 20 gold.
I never said I'd half it.
No, he
Yeah,
said
we
he
did,
said
we
20. No, he said 25 gold
Yep.
per person. Now we're only getting 40 collectively.
Well, 40... Well, 80.
Well, 40 and 40 is 80 collectively.
Yeah, but you said you would do half the rate. You said our normal going rate is 25, and then you said you were going to do half.
So with your persuasion, what exactly was it you were trying to get out of this story?
I don't know, just trying to insight if there's any influence or maybe a favor, as it were, more of an unspoken thanks kind of thing, Gratitude.
You definitely get the feeling that you could have had more. Yes, and,
That's not what I was after.
and because of the persuasion, she nods and she does say, with this being so incredibly important, probably the most important job which you all have dealt with so far, we would be willing to give a little more. So we could stretch to give you a little bit more gold if that is what you're after.
Well, I mean, we're always up for gold, but is there anything else you can offer us,
Lachlan, this is one of those things which is often presented upon completion rather than quite so bluntly negotiated beforehand.
Well, should you return with a satisfactory result, I'm sure things can be arranged beyond what we've already discussed.
Excellent.
But you can definitely lock in that 40 gold now and 40 gold when you get back.
Yep.
Now, if you... time is definitely of the essence here. If you would be so kind as to head on over to Ore Zebra's excellent steeds, we'll arrange for them to have 2 horses and a carriage prepared for you.
Excuse me. I never got your name.
Me, I'm Hilly Orus.
Hilly?
Hilly Orus.
You're also an Orus.
No, she's Hotus.
Oh, it's all... Sorry. That's just dwarven racism for you.
Oh, we're familiar with it, don't worry.
Well, do you know, is this the same woman at the front desk? Surely not, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Do you know, one Gromdor Fralvag?
Yes, we are familiar with him.
And could you pass on a letter from me?
Yes, by all means.
And I'll quickly pull out my magical quill.
Oh, yep.
And I will write a short letter I basically just want him to possibly investigate the brewery without getting too much trouble. Just kind of keep an eye on things.
Okay.
And I'd sign it by me. I'd also put some pleasantries in there as well. And I'll tell him that we're going on this quest, and we should be back soon.
Okay, if you pass that to me, I'll take that and make sure it gets to him straight away.
Thank you.
Now, like I say, if you wouldn't mind, we really would like it if you could get there as quickly as you can to try and bring our headmistress back.
Yes, and I probably know this, but where exactly is the something stables again?
Or Zebra's excellent steeds is if you came in through the south gate, you would have passed it. One of the first buildings to your right as you came in the south gate.
Yeah, man.
passes it over, and she's given you a handful of carrots which have been cleaned and cut.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah. Anytime, of course. Now, you take care of yourself over there, and you come back to us then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be back soon. And I'll just give her a big hug and kind of, just take a minute to properly say goodbye this time.
And she puts her arms around you, and you just feel her head sort of rest into into your neck as well, and she thighs and just squeezes you, and then lets go, and nods to you and says, "Right, well, we'll see you when you come back."
Yeah, I'll be seeing you, Mum. And I'll head out, and I'll kind of like hold up the food to Perch, and I'll just leave like a gold on the table.
He just he's taken aback slightly for a second, and then he sees you put the gold down. And yep, okay, and he nods and he waves you on.
Cool. I'll meet the rest of the group. All right, guys, I've got some supplies for the road. Say goodbye to Mum. Let's go. Oh, and I've got some carrots for the horses and Jasper as well, because they've both got big mouths.
Prick.
Okay, you can have my pie if you want, or we can go halves. We're only little.
Just for that, I'm going to play my music all the way.
Well, you can ride on my left. Alright, let's head to the stable, shall we? Someone else lead this one.
Alright. Follow me to the stables.
So you make your way down the dirt paths across the bridge, and you find yourself at the stables, the same one that you had passed when you first came in. Except now you can see that there is a carriage out the front, and a halfling is, a gnome is currently fixing the carriage to two horses. And he looks up at you as you approach, and he says, "You're here from Canton Tower, is that right?"
Yes. Yeah, indeed. We've been commissioned by Helioris. We've heard that you might have two horses and a carriage for us.
Absolutely, it's all been arranged with P4. Don't worry about it. It's all here, good to go. We've just finished tying up, and it's all yours.
Fantastic.
Ard approaches the horses just to get them used to him and probably the rest of the party, but get them used to him so that they'll be relatively loyal to us. They'll listen to anything that we want them to do or any instruction that we give them.
Okay. Roll an animal handling. Yeah. They seem to take on everything which you're saying and encouraging them to do, and it seems like they have definitely acknowledged and accepted that you are the ones in charge. At least you.
And it's just stroke their mane and just sort of give them a pat.
And they're very good looking horses. They're in prime condition. They look ready to go. They're both jet black horses as well, with long manes, one of which is all braided up.
All right. I think Art and I can probably do most of the steering here. Do you guys, the rest of you, want to get inside?
Yeah, you guys rest up in the in the carriage. We can take the reins, so to speak.
I'll get my pies out, give everyone a pie, and I'll break one in half, give one half to Jasper.
So kind.
And I'll say, well, next time line your stomach, pal, and that won't happen. With a nice hearty pie.
What's in the pie?
I don't know.
When you bite into it,
What are you offering me?
when you bite into it, it seems like a rich meat pie, probably pork or something like that, and vegetables.
It's delicious. You'll have to thank your mother for me.
Oh, you can thank yourself next time we see her.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Don't. That's my mum.
All right. Quiet down in the back. Okay, we're taking off. We're heading out.
We're just a bunch of like small, like toddlers wrestling in the back, pretty much. No, you.
I'll just sit back and just play my pipes while we're in the carriage, I guess.
So the crack of the reins, and the carriage starts to move off, and you pass through the tunnel, go past the guards, the Madrigal guards, and you're back on the road you've been on before. You start to head down the road, and how fast are you taking these horses?
About what time of day are we leaving?
This is fairly early in the morning. All the business which you've taken care of so far only really took a few hours into the day, so it's probably around 10 o'clock or so.
I suppose we take the horses at a pace maybe slightly faster than a walk, more like a light trot.
Let's find out what Romot's been trying to say to us.
Okay.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God's sake. No. No, I've been trying to speak for a while. All good. No, I just wanted to say before we left Cerbataru, Romok is going to try and just leave a note with the gnome, just trying to find members of his order, and just inform them of his actions and where he's going.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
As you pass on the note, she says, "Yep, we'll pass this directly on to the temple for you."
Much appreciated.
That dwarf's mustache looks like it's just coming straight off his nostrils.
It is.
So, sorry, what was the note you to your temple for? Sorry.
It's just to try and connect, update them on activity, kind of a sort of report, and just inform them of the party's activities.
Okay. Yep. Perfect.
You said it was like 10 in the morning, right?
It's about 10. Yeah, you started off early. You went directly to the tower. You've not done it.
How long
Too much
would
there.
it take by horse to get there? Not that long, right?
It wouldn't take that long. No, by walking it would be roughly just under 2 days. So horse. What's the difference in horse to? It's probably got to be within a day, I'd imagine. If you're gonna, it depends how quick you want the horses to go.
Well, it's about urgency.
You're going to full on gallop. Let's see.
With a small resting coon.
Okay, yeah, I'd say you'd get. Obviously, having to stop every now and again to rest the horses. They're going to be able to get there within a day. If you want to rest at Coombe as well.
No, it's just flavour.
Okay.
Unless anyone actually has a reason to stop in Coombe. But like as we're going through, if anyone wants to, like, we'll slow down a little bit to like a trot. That's a horse term. And if anyone's like stops us or seems in trouble, then we'll kind of stop, I guess. I don't know.
Just as we are sort of passing Coombe, can we just sort of have a look about to see if there's been any further damage to the fields as we're sort of passing through?
Do a perception check. As you're passing through, it's hard to sort of to gauge really. There's a lot of walls and other crops in the way to sort of give you an idea. It's it's really, unless you stop and go and inspect properly, it's hard to tell.
No, it'd probably just be looking about as we're passing through.
Right, as we're going towards the bridge, guys, be on the lookout for trolls.
Indeed.
Naturally. Who's that tripping over the bridge?
Were we supposed to roll perception? Huh?
If you want to particularly look out for trolls, absolutely, you can roll perception.
Okay. And I will. No.
You don't really spot anything.
I'm too busy
rolling landscapes.
Looks pretty clear. I think we should go across the bridge.
All right, let's head to the Baron Manor. We don't even know who the Baron is. There was something magical going on last time we went there, and I also cannot remember. I remember there were some sort of guards that were magical. They wouldn't speak.
Yeah, weren't the guards like pikemen or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Perhaps we steal a boat, go round, and attack from shore. But I think it's a bit late.
The boat work.
I'd rather avoid the water if that's at all possible.
No,
What is it with you guys?
I
Oh,
don't
you
remember
can
that part.
walk on water.
You are correct, but I'm with Ard. I'd rather avoid the water if at all possible.
Mm.
Maybe with the rig.
Boat didn't. Stealing the boat didn't exactly help us last time, did it?
That is right.
I thought it was
more trouble if I remember.
It was fine. It was just what happened after.
It was an explosive finish, to be sure. But now one thing is, I don't actually remember this part, but it seems like you guys all remember the cart actually going into the manor. So it was going into the manor and not just past us to Bastock.
No, we were looking at the gate when it came up, if I remember. So we specifically were looking at the little, like, we were going up the path towards the manor.
Okay. So it is probably definitely at the manor, if not beyond. It has not moved somewhere else. But
if not,
so the manor is
we die.
But no, this is an important question we need to address, right? Are we really going to just go up there and ask, hey, let us in? We're investigating on behalf of the Incantum Tower. That sounds like a terrible plan, right? But if we're sneaking in, I mean, it sounds like getting shot out of the water is not necessarily, something we can say definitely won't happen. But
well, here's the thing, right? Like, we don't even know the Baron's name. Well, it's called the Baron. Even the people in the tower didn't know the Baron's name. How are we meant to know what we're up against if we don't know who he is?
We certainly need to do some digging before we go, so we know what we're up against. Just in case.
That's a brilliant idea, Ramok. Maybe we can dig under the fence.
That's a very little interpretation of what I meant, but that's not the worst idea I've heard.
I do have a shovel, I guess. So
I heard a story one time about a bunch of dwarf prisoners who were kept captive in a prison, and they dug underneath the fence.
okay,
If
how
you're
is
onto
this?
something.
Okay, so do we like absolutely need to get some good information about this? Would stopping off at Port Archet help in any way? I mean, we didn't have the best reputation as when we left last, but
I think if we go to Port Archet, we don't make it by the end of the day, right?
I don't think we will, because stopping and trying to gain information will take too much time.
Yeah, let's just go. We go up to the gate.
I think by the time we get there, we'll be getting dark as well, so we'll have a bit of cover to try and spy on it.
I say we just ask the guards,
Yeah,
stay in our carriage, and
It's moving.
just say that we're on business from Sarabatari, from the Incantum Tower. And
The
that
guards didn't speak last time. Like, I was being really annoying, and they weren't speaking.
You always?
In terms of the time of day, it's actually currently moving past sort of mid-afternoon at the moment.
Quick! We're not gonna make it.
But I mean, so we do want to do a night assault in that case. So,
Evening, turn night, I think.
Sure, twilight assault. In that
I
case,
still say we need some more information.
yeah.
Oh,
and so what I mean-
Kaya, are you able to scout?
I'm
not saying no to a night assault, but it would help to know
Very
something of what we're letting ourselves in for.
Cromok.
my animal
Worry
forms
so
are-
much, just go with it.
No, I do agree with Robok. Use your brain, but
So I have two things, Romak. So yes, my animal transformation can often help me scouting around a little bit. I think Lachlan was lying just a moment ago when he said he didn't have the message spell, because he has messaged me in the past, and so he can keep in contact with me, and I can reply back what I'm seeing when he messages me.
I'm not too sure about the range of that spell. I think they have a more powerful version of that spell that I don't have, because I can only do it up to like say 120 odd feet.
Now that is not worthless right there, but okay, what is the other bit? Because we have the time until dusk, right? With stopping off at Port Archet and doing any questioning, do you guys think that's a good way to use the time in between to prepare a little bit, or?
What are we going to learn, in theory? We asked the people in Coombe if they knew anything. They told us it's a baron. They don't even know the baron's name.
Well, some of the things they might know, right? Well, we just saw a package effectively be delivered to the manor. This is a port. Do they know if a lot of things are taken into the manor? Do the guards
Yeah,
from
but
the manor ever
it
come
was
to pick it-
stolen from Sarabatari.
Yeah, but I mean, why would we assume that, there's no interaction between the Barrow Manor and Port Archet, right? Maybe someone in town knows something about them. Like, do the guards
No.
ever come here? How many men does the manor have? Something like that.
I've got an idea, boys. I've been working on a new spell. Maybe I can get us in.
Can you
Um,
tell us anything about this spell?
Well, you know how I can shape water and stuff and then freeze it?
Yes, quite impressive.
I've been developing a spell where I can create a disc of ice and then lift it up.
Ah. I think that perhaps in conjunction with one of my recently acquired spells, that this might enable us to be, enable us to move quite well in the darkness.
But here's the thing: it's not very big, but I can definitely like one at a time. Up you go over the wall, sort of thing.
Okay, so I guess we're not going to Port Archet. We are
No.
just crossing the bridge And then okay.
We should
do?
maybe,
What do we do with the carriage?
yeah,
Well,
we should hitch
you know,
up the carriage and the horses maybe halfway up the road off to the side. And then, I don't know, maybe you two forest folk go up ahead, maybe do like a circle of the area. We'll wait by the carriages. And then you report back to us. You guys see if there's any lights on, if there's any movement. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds good. Art and I are quite good at hiding in even the slightest bit of foliage. And it is a little forested around the manor, right? Like on the outside of it? Or no?
There are definitely trees around it, yes. The walls are partly obscured by the trees.
Okay.
Then it shouldn't be an issue.
So, yeah. So you know, dismount and secure the carriage and the horses on the, you know, the kind of southeastern tip of the island, I guess. You know, like obviously
halfway up
of the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Then Art and I dismount first. I don't know if you guys are coming immediately or anything. Art, do you think it's a good idea for us to split up or to go opposite directions, like left and right of the manor, or
No,
together?
I say we should stay together.
Okay. Let's pick the right side then. So
before you go, well, the guards didn't seem too interested in us just walking up. So as long as you're not hostile, I don't think they'll really care that much. Maybe just, you know, if anyone does question you, just pretend to be beggars or something.
do we look like beggars?
What about nature surveyors?
Yeah, just say you're bird watching.
Does it have to be birds?
Oh, yes, actually, that gives me a good idea. Yes. Our
Yes.
rare bird has fled, and we are searching for it. What do you think of that, Art?
I don't know. I prefer to look for a pine marten or something like that. Something that's
Isn't that-
more exciting than a bird.
Isn't a pine marten a bird?
No. It's something akin to a weasel. It's kind of a rodent.
Right. Well, I'm not from the forest, so.
All right. So, your marten has fled. That's what we're going.
Sure.
All right. So, while we're still out of sight of the front gate, can we try to, like, you know, skirt around far enough to the side, the right side from our perspective, looking at it, that we are, you know, seem to be out of sight, and basically circle around as we can. You know, see if does the fence kind of go all the way around like a perimeter? You know, are there any gaps in it?
Well, let me help you out.
Ah!
Hey, map time.
Oh, no.
So this is what you've seen previously. And right now, let's see, this.
That's just. Jasper, Robok, and Locke just waiting at the car if they never come back. Just waiting there for days.
I would hope
I'll give
you
5
would
minutes, then we go.
So you should only be able to see just the two of you there. Is that correct?
Yep.
I
I've
can't see
got everyone
anyone.
else's. I've got everyone else's tokens here, but you can just ignore them.
Okay.
Oop, dragged you off.
Oh. Whee! Where have I
Paul
gone?
has gone.
Bye, Locke.
Out in the bush now.
Yeah, I'll just put you all just in this bush. There you are. You're out of the way.
No. Stop it. Put me back. I'm freaking out.
Can you see them if I put them in the middle of the
There, but I was still clicked on it. It's fine. I won't touch it. I'll hide.
Okay, so what exactly would you like to do?
Proceed north and scout out if the wall that is, if the eastern side fence has any obvious gaps in it, something like, or something like a very big tree which has a branch which goes over the fence, right? The most obvious ways to get in and out.
Okay.
Anyway, breaching the wall.
As you move up, you see this.
We just want to keep to the foliage, moving fairly stealthily, but not obviously stealthily in case we're seen.
Oh, my button's gone weird. Hang on. Not let me scroll around now for some stupid reason. There we go, that's better. Fixed it. Okay. So just looking down the length of this wall, you can't see any trees so far which are coming close to it.
Okay. You say we just hop from foliage to foliage?
And you keep moving up. There is a tree which is closer, however, it's not anywhere where you would feel confident in being able to jump across.
Now, remind me, is this fence, is it stone or like like iron spikes or?
This is a stone wall going around. The fence at the front was iron, wrought iron, barred gate.
Right. How tall is the stone wall?
The wall is. I have this written down somewhere. 1 second. Make sure. The wall itself is about 10 foot tall.
Feet tall. Okay.
Yeah.
So no great trees that we've found so far. No obvious holes in the wall. I suppose let us at least. No, we can't see really over the wall, right? And
Yeah, you can't see over the wall, no.
Yes, maybe you want to climb a tree, although obviously it's a lot easier to see someone climbing a tree than skulking around beneath them. But, I don't know, this is the one you said was kind of close, right?
Yeah.
If I try to, get up on the branches, can I see over the 10-foot wall?
You can see a little bit. Obviously, you can see the building itself because it does go up. It's 2-floor building, so ground floor, first floor, and you just see like the tops of a few bushes in this direction.
Okay, tops of a few bushes over there.
Mm-hmm.
Does this tree have any higher branches?
You can scale up a little bit more and you will see, I'll give you a little bit that you can see. You will see about there.
Right. It's not too much. It's a corner of a building, some shrubs, right? Climb back down from that tree, try to make it over to where Art is. Tell him that saw a little, not a lot. So keep going.
Yeah, let's try and get around this so we can return to the party.
So you continue, just for the sake of brevity, I will let you explore the length of this wall and see, it's pretty much the same across here as well.
Okay. So no good trees to climb over or anything.
Again, nothing that's sort of really coming that close. I mean, the closest one is probably this one, but the branches look a little thinner. Yeah, I mean, you could certainly try, but you don't know.
No weaker parts in the wall or anything like that? Any gaps in the stone?
Sorry, any gaps in the stone? It looks so far. Do a perception check, because you're not up against the wall, you're not going to be feeling the light. From what you can see, it looks pretty sturdy, well built. You haven't noticed anything.
Okay, I think we just press on round. Okay, just going from foliage to foliage.
Continue on down. And again, similar to the other side, you are definitely no way you can get across from this side as well.
Yep, okay, so no obvious ways to infiltrate this. Not the most obvious at the very least. So, shoveling or rope are basically the best we've got. Now, we didn't see anything that's like a guard tower, right?
Are you back with us now?
What?
Are you back with us, or are you just saying this to...
I still think this is like Arden meat, right? So,
okay.
Art.
Yeah.
We didn't see any guard towers or anything, right? So the vantage point of those looking outwards, like maybe someone is in the windows on the second floor, but it's not like they have fantastic vantage, right?
True.
I can actually give you a little.
Our best bet would probably just to be scale the wall, somewhere around the back.
Yes. If we get back to those guys and using a combination of rope, I don't know what would be like a good like a what is the thing that's like the the head of the weight that you throw over with a rope to like hook onto something? Grappling hook.
Grappling hook.
If we have anything that can function as that a little bit, might be the best. But let's meet up with those guys first.
Or that new spell that Lachlan has been talking about could probably lift us up slightly, and we could help jump over the wall.
Yes,
really does seem to be a good idea.
Its weight limit, right? Yeah, but yeah, definitely we should try to put our heads together. First, let's get our bodies together.
Return to the group?
We return to the group.
You were gone for so long. We're almost going to come in charging and save you.
What did you find anyway then?
No, it appears to be a solid 10-foot high stone wall the entire way around. There's not even any overhanging trees or any visible way to get in. We were just discussing that scaling the wall might be our best.
The house, any lights on? Any idea if there's any windows open? Where the doors are?
What we saw of the second story, right? Is it dark enough at this point that there would be lights on inside?
It's getting towards the evening now. At the moment, there's no lights at the present. No.
Were any of the second story windows like opened outwards? Like I guess when I was climbing the tree, right, and I could see the about I think on like the upper branches of a tree is kind of like the second story height, right? Like was it like I could look inside and see someone, or the windows kind of not barred, but just closed?
You do a perception check. You would see it was dark inside. you could see a little bit of the interiors of the rooms, but you couldn't see anyone in particular as you were looking. The windows themselves, they do look like they have latches. So it does look like they open.
Okay. Now, Lachlan, do you think your spell would actually be able to, for example, let's say we get across the wall, would it be able to perhaps raise us up to one of the open windows on the second floor?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, yeah. Whether it will work, but I think plan is in my head. We go around the back. I cast a spell one by one. I lift people over. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then once we're all over, I can move said ice disc, and then I can push us up if we need to.
All right.
The ice will hold.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Maybe like kill an hour, and then when it's a little bit darker, start.
Do we not just want to go while we can see? I mean,
Well, I was thinking if we went when it was darker, there would be lights on in the rooms. We could see which rooms were occupied. Plus, we'd have the cover of darkness ourselves.
Yes.
well, I mean, some of us aren't exactly the most stealthy.
Well, did you see my pass without a trace spell? It's
Oh no, because you you didn't say that out loud. I'm afraid, did I?
I just posted it.
I know. I've just been pretentious.
Yeah. I mean, pass without a trace is very good for infiltration kinds of things, right? Just stay within 30 feet of me. That's the most important part.
Right. Well, we can wait, but can all of us see in the dark?
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Well, we
Jasper's
can be
the only
your
one.
eyes.
I do not have dark vision.
I'm sure. Well, it's a residence. There's bound to be torches
No,
of sorts. and-
Right. I think we should just go. Look, whoever. We don't know what we're dealing with. I'd rather be able to see what we're dealing with than not see. Right? Even though they might not be able to see us, at least if we're doing it in daytime, they can see us, and we can, possibly talk about things.
Yeah, although once we get caught on the inside, I don't think the whole Martin story is going to fly for 5 people. 5 people, one of whom definitely looks like he can, rip your head off.
That's a fair point.
There's no need to talk about Jasper like that, is there?
A dangerous man.
He'll headbutt your knees.
Right, well, let's head round
I have a point.
the back.
Back.
I'll get us over. You can still cast your spell anyway, and we can just go quiet in like the twilight light.
I can be pretty stealthy. I just need to sort of follow someone as I can't see very well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We go in the day.
Yeah. Let's go now.
All right. Cast
We will-
pass without trace. It's
we'll go
it'll
round.
last 1 hour, and you have to stay within 30 feet of me. But aside from that, we're looking good for sneaking around. All right. So I think maybe this tree over here was it was just the place I could see the most. Do you guys want to start there?
Yeah, let's go under there. It's all relies on my spell working. Concentrate now.
Right.
So as you all prepare yourselves, you get yourselves into position in the tree, and you prepare for whatever may come. But looking at the time, maybe it'd be a good point just to call it here, because otherwise we could be caught up in stuff which could last quite a while, guys.
No.
Can we even just see if we get over the wall?
It's up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine. Yeah, I'll say that's okay.
Fine, I'm one day off tomorrow. Doesn't matter how long this goes.
Right, I'll use my quicken Awaken spell, but quicken spell
Mm-hmm.
to instantly cast floating disc and pray it works.
You cast your spell, and is it made of ice? Is it
Yeah, why not?
an icy disc appears? Where exactly did you want to place it?
Just 5 feet in front of me.
Okay, so 10 feet up and 5 feet in front of you. I believe it is, isn't it? It can't. Oh, it can't cross an elevation change of 10 feet. Right. Sorry, I misread that. So whereabouts is exactly you putting it? 5 feet in front, and how high up is it going?
Okay, so we climb the tree. From the tree, we climb onto the disc.
I can
Which
move
is
the
10
disc,
feet.
right?
It is immobile until you move. And I think it follows you.
God.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to say anything though, just in case you would have got away with it.
Yeah,
I read the description. It's more like it's like carrying a wee like trailer behind you that you don't have to hold.
Okay,
So
well,
you put stuff on it, you walk, and it follows you.
I
Like, carry
will
stuff.
put it kind of like in the middle here then. Like where if we're up the tree, I'll kind of put it as like a stepping stone almost, so between us and the wall, so we can go from the tree to the wall.
How high up is it? Right at the very crest of the wall, or is it slightly lower? Or
Well, how high are we compared to the wall?
Yeah, when we're on the tree from which we're climbing on, is that branch of the tree like? I know it's far away from the wall, but is it taller than 10 feet?
you can be at the same level as the top of the wall.
Okay.
And yeah, it'll be about the same level then.
Say if the tree's smaller than 10 foot, how are we all sitting up in it? Because it must be
we go one at a time. We go one at a time.
It's big enough to be tall enough to get the height you require. Yes.
Dirty enough to hold a fat ass.
Right. So I'll try and move it, and it won't move, and then I go, ah, shit, this isn't how I thought this worked. Well, jump on, boys.
Okay. Art, do you want to go first?
I'll give it a go. Well, I go to jump onto the disc.
Now, Roma, you're the one who probably will make the most sound with all this jumping, right?
You're not wrong.
Do you want
I
to
go
go
and tighten my chainmail.
But do you please say there's deck saves involved? I want to see him fall again.
It is a block of. That is a good point. Because it is a block of ice.
Right, it's not actually a block of ice. Come on, it's magic. It's flavor. That's flavor. It's always reshaping ice. You know, it's
it's textured ice, is it?
Yes.
Okay. It is spiky textured ice that grips onto your feet to a degree. There's a slight wobble to you as you go on it, but you're mostly safe.
Mostly?
Depends what you want to do.
Alright, so as I land on it, I just sort of crouch to balance myself, and then just a standing jump and land on the top of the wall.
Before you do anything, I'll reveal a bit more for you.
It's just a guy on the other side, just like, what is going up?
Now you're able to look over the wall. You would see this.
Oh! Well,
That's a good little place to hide, don't you?
Yeah, I just want to jump onto the ledge, and then so I can jump down into the foliage.
Okay, do a stealth check for me, please.
this is not going to end well. We're going one at a time over the wall. He's right there.
Oh wait, I was going to say
We got past. Pass without a trace, right?
Yeah, I was going to say plus 10.
So you get a plus 10 to it, so yeah, 21. You definitely jump down pretty silently and sidle just through into the bushes.
Yeah, boy.
You seem to have gotten away with it without being noticed.
You could say I passed without a trace.
Okay.
The order of events should be that Romak is the last one, right? So that if that one goes wrong and we're noticed at that point, which would be terrible, right?
I
But
gotta go
we
last.
all be in the same place.
I think Hezekiah's going to have to go next, because by the time we will start hiding in the bushes,
Yeah.
we might start to get out of range of pass without trace from the tree.
Yeah, I agree. Hezekiah, you go, then Jasper, then Robot, then me.
Lachlan, are you sure it wouldn't be better if you were second to last?
Do you want the disc to follow me over with him on it?
Well, do you understand why I wanted Romak to be last, right? Because if that's the big, if that's the one that gets us noticed, then we're all
We
all
don't
in the
want
same
you.
place.
We don't want you to get left behind, Locke.
I'll be fine. Look, I've got a big
Okay.
floating disc following me.
Romak, do you agree?
So,
with
so Hezekiah, you're basically saying at least we'll be hiding if Romok gets found, so there's no loss to us.
Go. Just go.
Be our sacrificial lamb that draws everyone away from us.
All right. Anyway, it's my turn. I'm gonna go. All right. On the disc. Onto the wall. I see where Ard led the bushes.
Roll a stealth check for me, please.
Yep.
33.
33.
Like Sly Raccoon.
Even more skillfully than Ard, you get down
Before I
without.
even- Though, can I cast a glance southwards and see, it would be quite a shame if there was a guard right here, right? For example.
You do. You look down this way. I'll give you this much. Look, here you go. I'll open up a little bit more for you.
Okay, so it's pretty clear looking in that direction. So, in that case, I join Ard in the bushes. Just here.
Yep.
Alright, my go then. Disc. Wall. I'm going to creep along the wall and drop down in the corner here.
Okay, and of course, if you can also roll yourself a stealth check.
Of the plus 10, that's 31.
Perfect. As everyone else has, following their lead, and with your usual self, you get through masterfully.
I'm just saying I laid the path so everybody else could have an easier time.
I get disadvantage.
I'll see you on the other side.
Right, Romark says a little prayer to Shantae, tightens his chainmail as much as he can, shuffles the levers and vestments to kind of dull any clinking and clanking.
Mm-hmm.
And like say, he makes a sign of praise to Shantae and steps up onto the ice disc.
Okay.
Safe.
You intend to jump down as well?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing. You know when you sort of like,
I'll make
I'm
room
gonna
for
try
you.
and hang off the wall. So kind of like
okay.
shift over and very slowly just sort of like hang off the edge. So I'm not jumping from the top. I'm kind of sort of trying to get as close to the ground as I can before I let go.
Okay. It's
Does
a
that
good
make
thing
sense?
that he's. it's a good thing that the guard is facing the opposite direction, so his back is to you. So yes.
Yeah.
Roll your stealth check with disadvantage.
Yep. Commentary.
You still get plus 10, however.
It's 15.
15.
That with the plus 10 or without?
Yeah. Perfect.
15 with the plus 10.
Wait, I thought that's disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
15 total.
You got what? You got one.
Was it? I thought it was a 5 and an 11.
That's a
You
5 and a 1.
Oh,
So you got
fuck me.
11.
I'm so
11 is
sorry.
That's an 11.
Oh, it's a natural 1.
Oh,
Oh, yes, natural one.
oh. Okay.
Okay.
Should I do roll for initiative now?
I didn't want to cheese it, so I thought I'd say. I'm
It
sorry.
was going to happen. What a way to finish.
The
Robot
roll
just,
element
like,
just
your robot
showed-
just lands and you just hear this.
Yeah, basically, as you go to step off the ice disc, having readied yourself, your foot loses its grip and it slides off. And as it does so, you tumble forwards. Your stomach hits the wall and you topple forward. Your feet go over your head, and you do a flip, landing completely on your face down in the ground with a clatter, a fairly loud one. You are now prone.
Yep.
And as such, this guard turns around instantly. You see, similar to the ones you'd seen before, he is holding these pikes, piked weapon as well. And he instantly drops the pike down to point in your direction and starts marching forward towards you.
Can I jump on mine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll jump on. Doesn't really matter. I'll just...
Are you just staying on top of the wall, or?
Well, what's happening?
Well, what's happening is Rummock has collapsed onto the ground with a clatter, and this guard is now advancing directly at him with his lance pointed.
Okay, I will jump down off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Just do a little a check first. Where you land.
What kind?
I just want to see dexterity, really.
Oh,
See how
no.
you do.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're fine.
I will cast invisibility on Robok,
Oh, you beautiful, beautiful dwarf.
and then I will bonus action Misty Step
Okay.
into one of these bushes. That one.
Okay, so you cast your spell. Rummock disappears, and you gesture once again to get your Misty Step, and nothing happens.
Do I lose the spell slot?
You lose the spell slot.
No.
Fuck this book.
DM is unforgiving.
And that's where we will leave it for tonight.
Oh,
Come on, I just want a Misty Step.
Okay, so that's a great place for us to leave it until next time.
I'll burn in this book.